For investors, by investors. You're listening to the only show on the planet for real estate investors, wholesalers, rehabbers, landlords, private lenders, cash buyers, fix and flippers. This is Real Estatepreneurs.
Welcome back, Nate Doggy Dog. What is up?
Not much, Dr. J. What are we going? Dr. J here?
I thought I was Dr. Junior last time.
Oh, that's right, Dr. Junior. So life is good, man. I just got back from a trip, a legacy trip. You know, we always talk about building legacy, right? And all our real estatepreneurs, we know we're out there doing that same thing.
No, I don't know. What is legacy? I don't even know what that is.
You know, it's funny. It's I always chased it and thought about it, and I'm like, man, I know I want to build a legacy, and it never really hit home until I was having a conversation. And legacy is memories, right? I always thought it was something bigger. I always thought it was something more extravagant, and at the end of the day, it's memories. So for me, what I started doing is took my first legacy trip with my son this past weekend. It was a blast. Took him to his first football game. Brought my grandpa. My grandpa's 85. When I grew up as a kid, I used to go to all the Michigan football games. He's been over to like 200 football games, Michigan football games. I've been to a bunch of them as well. Started going when I was my son's age, tailgating all day. And so flew everyone back to Ann Arbor for that from Hawaii, from San Diego. And it was a good time, man. We spent the entire time, took a tour of the football field, throwing touchdowns to my son. My grandpa was ecstatic, tour and everything. And it was a good time. So that was a legacy trip, right? That's memories that my grandpa has now. Not only from remembering of like me being that age tailgating with him and running around playing ball all the time with all the other kids, but now my son was doing it and, went to his first game as well. So it was pretty cool, man. It was, that's a memory my son will have forever. And my mom joined us as well. So a memory she'll have forever. And that's the type of stuff that legacy's built on, right?
Now I know. I didn't know what legacy was.
I didn't either. And now it all makes sense.
Online, when you call something legacy, it means it's old, outdated. Legacy media. Oh, that's garbage. No, I'm with you, man. That's all we've ever been about. Well, maybe not. Maybe there was a time we weren't about that, but experiences. You say memories, I say experiences, but the experiences create memories that last a lifetime. And so I'm with you on that. Is like, what are the memories that we're leaving behind?
Yep. Yeah. And so it was a great time. And I'm actually excited to be back. We've had some big news hit the airwaves and the media recently that I think our real estatepreneurs ought to be, well, the ones that aren't listening should be scared.
I'm going to ask the audio engineer to edit that out. Like, we have some big news from 8 months ago. Because the little secret here is that we're recording like 4 or 5 months of content in advance. But all right, it's not big news today, but it is big news in the grand scheme of things as far as what is happening in the real estate marketplace with real estate marketing. And really, most importantly, the realtors already got their butts handed to them by these guys. And now it looks like the investors are getting the same thing. Isn't that right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've talked about all these big companies before. They're coming for you. They're taking your deals. And think about it, like Zillow. So yes, old news, new to you if you're just listening, is listen to these stats. It's crazy. So Zillow bought 898 homes and sold 414 homes in the first quarter of 19. Oh, that really dates us, huh?
Boom.
Leading to a whopping 128.5 million in revenue, which is increasing for them, right? But they've had over 35,000 seller requests, but basically they're getting one request like every 2 minutes or something like that right now, which is enormous, right? And the reason that's important to you is we talked about it. These companies, that's only one company that's online taking offers and trying to come into local markets, right? So being a real estatepreneur, how do you compete with that? And it comes back to a lot of the things. Yeah, can you compete?
Can you compete with that, Nate? I mean, because Zillow, we've mentioned this on the show before, I'm sure of it, where Zillow came in and started getting all the feeds from the MLSs and basically took all the work that realtors did to go out, market, get a listing, put it on the MLS, and Zillow gets all the credit for it. Everybody goes to Zillow looking for properties. They don't go to your website looking for properties. So, I mean, can you compete with this? Because the realtors couldn't do it.
Well, I don't want to offend any realtors, so I'll stick to saying yes, real estate investors can.
So real estate investors.
Real estate investors. Yeah. So Yeah, absolutely. You could compete with it. You just have to have the right marketing campaigns, right? You got to have the right processes. You got to stop looking at it as a transactional based business where so many real estatepreneurs are. It's yes, we all know deals is a numbers game, and that's how it's been taught and trained for years and years and years. It is a numbers game, but it's also a relationship game. And being able to leverage and build a campaign that not only focuses on getting that lead, but also focuses on leaving a imprint or breadcrumbs, as we would call them, across the internet that people can find about you in your local market, creating video, running ad campaigns, doing brand awareness campaigns. These are all things that real estate investors can do to actually become known in their market. Because I'm still a firm believer. I mean, yes, these are big companies, but there's a lot of Zillow's not picking up the phone and going, what's the big challenge you're having? They're just giving an offer. They're not picking up the phone and going, as a real estate investor, you've talked to sellers and they've needed creative deals. They've needed somebody who can work with them. They've needed someone who actually has their best interest at heart and can help them, right? And that's what you're able to do is separate yourself, have those conversations and create a unique deal structure or solve the problem they have instead of just throwing a number at it, right? These other companies are just kind of trying to automate that process, whereas you can actually relationships, conversations, right? We are in the new age of conversations and relationships. Crazy, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. I think we're in the old age. I think that the problem is that people have depended too much on other things, like hoping that technology will save them. And what you're saying really is the advantage you have is that you are a human with a brain that can come up with solutions other than here's an offer, here's an offer, here's an offer. And so how do we let the public know about that then? I mean, if Zillow is eating your lunch right now, trying to buy all the houses that you're trying to get, how do you stand out?
How do you stand out? I don't know. Do you got that answer?
I get put yourself in a Yoshi costume and stand on a busy intersection flipping a sign. I buy houses.
Yeah, there you go. Make sure it's the right corner. It's the new bandit sign.
Yeah,
but
bandit sign. Bandit sign 2.0.
Look, we've talked about it before. Video, social is enormous. It's growing. So leveraging those two pieces is important. Taking a testimonial having a testimonial video with a happy seller that you solved a hard problem for and they walked away, were thankful for you going extra mile to help them and get the deal done. Creating video testimonials of those separates you from them, right? You can do a little thing you can spend $5, $10 a day to some content videos of you or seller testimonial on you, and you can build brand awareness in your local market very, very fast. So that's going to separate you because one, they're going to see that you're local. You can talk about being local, talk about being in the community, talking about helping the community. Another way you can kind of do this, I was actually just having a conversation with a client and he was like, I don't know how this works online, but he does a ton of stuff in the community. So it's a different style business. They sell t-shirts and all t-shirt sales go to a different charity every month in the local community. So imagine if you decided to donate a percentage of your profits every month to your local community or of every deal to your local community. Imagine the publicity that you could get if you line that up properly, right? Just by helping your community. Now think about it. Everyone else calls you a scam artist when you're running an ad to help them, right? Well, how are they going to call the company a scam artist when they're taking a percentage of their profits and helping the community? You're not there to just extract. You're there to actually help grow and improve the community. And that's why you help distressed sellers, right? You're helping improve the community by helping them. But there's always, you could do charity events and you could provide value back into the community through an organization, right?
Nate, do you think that, let's be real here. Do you think that most of our listeners, most real estatePreneurs, do you think that they have that mindset that I'm improving the community, or are they just trying to rip and rock and get deals?
I mean, I think a lot of them are ripping and rocking and getting deals, but you got to level up your thoughts, man. You got to level it up and start looking at other ways that you can grow and build a business, because you can rip and rock for so long, right? I don't know. That's just my thought. I think you can only do it for so long. And then eventually, I think if you do that and you don't provide value into the community and you're not focused on helping people, I do know this. They may not be thinking that way, but I urge you to shift it
now.
Because I do know that the more value you give and the more value you put into your environment, your community, your network, you will always receive 10 times more back. If you focus on giving, you will always get, right? But it's the people that go and try and just take and extract at all moments of time inside of business that I think those are the ones that end up struggling over time, longevity wise.
Yeah, they're bankrupt. They're taking withdrawals, not putting in any deposits. So what we're talking about then is you want to compete with a Zillow, you want to compete. I think even Keller Williams and other agencies are getting on this bandwagon of just buying the properties. So they're cutting out all the wholesalers and all the rehabbers and everybody to take their business. And the only way to really stand out, if I'm hearing you correctly, and I get it, is to do more, right? To be more. So you can give more and get more, right? I mean, it's not just that you're going to go out there and get deals, but what else can you do to stand out? So I love the idea of tying to a charity. I love the idea of the media. And I think that you can take that even further, doing events and all that kind of thing. Why not hire a videographer? Right? I mean, that's what Ben Humble just did, right? He did his limo tour, hired, and then the guy will not stop posting his crap on Instagram. I'm like, God, will this guy stop? I mean, I stopped and watched the videos, and I'm like, oh, that was a good video. Oh, yeah, that was it. Are you helping Ben? You must be, because I mean, he's nonstop.
So he's got a guy in house. He's got a couple of content creators in house that are running all the social organic style. But we're driving all the ad traffic. Yeah, but with him, but he understands, like, give value. And he goes, look, everyone does a boring bus tour. I mean, if you think about what he did, it's kind of cool. He's like, let's make it an experience, right? Let's get people in here. Let's get some deals done and let's make it an experience. And that's what they did, as opposed to people will talk about it. People will come back to that.
Right. That, I think, is another great point. I don't think that we touched on, in fact, is the creation of experiences. So creating that experience for that seller or for your buyers or whoever it is that you're targeting, mostly motivated sellers, I'm sure. It's what everybody wants. But creating a good experience for them. Creating something that maybe, I did something like this. It was for somebody on my team, but he's moving back from Georgia. He comes home and I'm like, oh, dude, I'll help you move back, right? He had nobody to help him move back. And this experience created some great loyalty. I asked him what time he wanted me to be there, and I sent 2 movers over. And I paid for the movers for half a day, right? That's the kind of thing that nobody expects. He was like, where's JR? But it was 2 big black dudes helping him move, Like, I sent some guys over there to help you. That's an experience you never forget. How could you make an experience for a seller, right? Maybe it's sending them the moving kit. Maybe it is paying for some movers, although it could be expensive. But there's different things you can do. I mean, if you're making 20 grand on a deal, you can afford to pay $1,000 to movers to help these sellers. That's something that they would never forget.
Help them get out. How can you help them through that deal and help make their life easier? I was just at a event with Carrot, and one of the investors there had that same thing. He goes, they go above and beyond to help their sellers. What's going to make it easier for you to get this deal done? And sometimes the seller will take less money on a deal if you're there to help them and provide value. It's not always the highest number to them. It's, do I like this person? Are they sitting in my living room? Are they say, hey, look, I'm 3 months behind on my electric bill. They're getting ready to turn the thing off. I'm not going to have electric. I'm living in this house. Well, hey, if I paid that electric bill for you, and if I was able to pay that electric bill for you now and help you move out, would that make it easier for you to get this deal done today? Think about that. You're going above and beyond to help these people. And you're going to get those deals like that, right? Because you care about the person, not the dough. Dough is a great side effect, right?
I think that's actually creative financing 101 is when you're going in to get a deal and you're sitting at the kitchen table to do the deal and you're trying to find out, all right, what is it that you need? What is it that's really motivating you? You want that boat or you want that RV? It's like, if I can provide that for you, can we get the deal done at this number or something? That's where Zillow or Trulia, whoever, is never going to be able to match a real estate investor. A real estate investor knows that they can make a deal by solving problems and connecting the dots and building the bridge from where that seller is to where they want to be. And that's not always going to be the fastest cash offer.
That's true.
Beautiful thing. I've gotten deals for weird stuff like a trailer and $5,000.
Yeah. Side story. So back in the day with my email list, I was like, Mark and I tested this. I can bring this up on a different call, but we bartered. Hey, I've got this and I want to barter. What do you got? And it was an email, and figuring out with people, like, I had people offer me motorcycles, boats, all kinds of stuff on bartering, like for different things. I did that more in the coaching and product space, but it was crazy.
Nice. Cool. So I think we've given some real clear tips here, maybe too much. Maybe we gave away too much here on how to stand out and stand up against the likes of Zillow and all those creeps eating your lunch right now. You think they'll invite me to speak on their stage? Maybe not. Anything else that you want to say here as we're coming close to wrapping up, Nate?
Oh, man, I think you covered it. Let's just get out there. Level up your thought process a little bit. Don't just rip and run. Get out there and start building value into the community, building value with your brand, building value through content and video, and you will reap the rewards on the back end.
Yeah, make those investments in the people, investments in the community, investments that are going to make you stand out above and beyond everyone else. Cool. All right, so that is it. That's another Real Estatepreneurs in the can. We'll be all up in your earbuds next time. This is Nate Doggy Dog and Dr. J signing off.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.